Hi, this is Yan Wang. You guys can call me Philip, the team leader of Video Friends, and today we're gonna have a 3 plastic yo-yo injection molded polycarbonate shootout between the Brandon Wu X Magic Yo-Yo variant. I think Offset is in there too also, and then the SF Plastic and the Unparalleled X Tapio Antidote. Okay, so 3 awesome brands and the 3 different manufacturers. Of course, Magic Yo-Yo, Tapio, and then FPM actually kind of related to us, different. So very nice, 3 different manufacturers, 3 different popular brands, and 3 amazing yo-yos at the price. So yeah, let's get into the comparison. So first look on the variant, it's big, it's just huge, and the width is actually the narrowest compared to the other 2 yo-yos. And very, very, rim weighted. You can see all the weight into the rim, so it's big, so it's kind of powerful. And then the finish is meh. I would say a little bit sticky. Can do grinds on it. And there's big injection mold mark there. I really like the logo though. Really like the logo. The other 2 doesn't have logos, I think, but I really like the logo touch here. But you can see the injection mark. So yeah, very unique yo-yo here. And then we have the Antidote. You got a finger spin hub, and this can finger spins. B blasting in the center, very nice WV comb shape, and then very nice rim weighted. The size is not too big. I really like the shape of this yo-yo, really nice. The surface is, I think, the second best here. You can definitely grind too on this finish. I don't know what they did is treat it somehow, so it's really nice. Kudos to Tapio here. Okay, now the plastic. Plastic is like this signature SF shape going on. They got like that kind of H going on and W-ish. The finish is really good. Like, this is the most surprising thing. I don't know what they did, but this finish is even better than Antidote. It's just so smooth. It's like aluminum. So absolutely ridiculous there. The build quality is there. And there doesn't have a finger spin hub, but it finger spins super well too. So both of these 2 yo-yos don't have injection mold marks. They kind of hide it somewhere, so really nice engineering feat. I don't know what they did, so really cool there. Yeah, okay, so now let's get into the spec of the yo-yo. I have the spec of the plastic here. Alright, I'll have the spec of the Antidote here. And I have the spec of the variant right here. Okay, so now the smoothness test. The smoothness test, the first place comes to the SF Plastic. For me, it's around an 8 out of 10. I think the surface definitely helps with smoothness too. But when I put a finger on it, you can't really hear a noise. Like that's, I can't even make that. It's like noise when you spin it. There's nothing there. It's like 8 out of 10, really nice. And then it's the Antidote and the variant. I would say Antidote slightly edges out in smoothness, just below the plastic. Say like a 7 out of 10, and it's also 6.5 to 7 out of 10. But I think the surface, this is way better than this, so it kind of helps, like in some grind tests and smoothness tests a little bit. But these 2 are around the same. But all 3 are dead smooth when in play, so it does not affect play whatsoever. And some polycarbonate, you can feel that vibe even in play. And all 3 of these are really good enough that like when you in play, you don't feel anything different from like aluminum yo-yo in terms of smoothness, and that is really great. I think all 3 yo-yos are very, very smooth, especially for polycarbonate. I'm very impressed on all 3 manufacturers and all 3 brands and their quality controls, and just bringing this much smoothness into $20 yo-yos is absolutely amazing for all 3 of these yo-yos. Okay, so now let's get into the speed. I have a speed test actually. This footage is me trying to push all 3 yo-yos as fast as possible. Using the same kind of bearing. They're all using the standard center track bearing and one same string, so it's at the same string length. So I have the speed test here.
This is the speed test for the Antidote. This is a speed test for the plastic. This is a speed test for the variant.
You can see the footage here. I think the fastest are these two, the SF Plastic and the Antidote. The Antidote is actually easier to push to that speed because it's shape, and then it's just, you know, the side heftiness is just carrying the yo-yo better. But the plastic somehow, it's kind of harder to reach that speed, but since this yo-yo is so light, in the top end, it actually matches up to the Antidote, so it's really cool. They both play like around a medium pace to slightly above that, so really nice. The variant is an outlier here. I think if you're a really capable player and then really strong, you can achieve the speed of this too, but normally this yo-yo can, because it's so big and a little bit sluggish kicking in or reluctant mover, sometimes in tight situations and high stress situations, it's slightly below a medium pace in speed. I mean, medium speed when it's pushed to the max. So that is the speed test. Power test, the first, definitely the variant. I mean, look at this, big, heaviest, you know, look at this rim weight, and then narrow, so I mean, of course. And then it is the Antidote, really nice power there too. I mean, I can do like a minute combo on there with the right bearings, no problem. And then plastic just slightly falls behind the Antidote, I would say. I think this is by some margin more powerful than this too, and then the plastic is slightly less powerful than the Antidote. So this is the power. Stability wise, the same. Of course, the variant is the most stable. It's a narrowest, the bigger diameter, more weight on the outside, away from the center axis. And yeah, the Antidote is next, you know, comb-driven shape. And then the SF plastic, you know, more H shape and more of a SF, you know, best of both world shape going on here. So really nice, that is stability, but all three of us are very stable. This is actually so stable to the point that I don't even think this plays like a polycarbonate at that. I mean, it's just so stable. And but this actually have that signature polycarbonate feel to it in, you know, throughout the medium pace or lower, so really nice there. But yeah, this Antidote edges out a little bit on the you know, plastic, but plastic is stable enough to handle like all the tricks. I think my tricks are no problem. Like, it's definitely stable enough. So doesn't mean just because this is last doesn't mean this is like not stable. It's because this two is very stable, especially the variant. Okay, now the Foaminess. The Foaminess, I would say, the plastic and the Antidote are around the same. The thing is, though, the Antidote, you need to kick it up into a medium pace for that awesome flowiness to come in. But the SF plastic, you have that very nice flowiness even in slower situation, in slower pace. But for the Antidote, it's actually kind of easier to use that flowiness to push, you know, to a higher pace. So really nice. I would say flowiness, the plastic slightly edges out the Antidote, not that much. And the variant is there's no floating. I mean, there's no flowiness at all. There's just power and stability. So wham, if you like that, bam, there it is. Okay, floatiness on this yo-yo, of course, the SF plastic comes to first. You can see the shape, the design of this yo-yo. It's not like purely rim weighted, and then the Antidote has a very nice, little bit of a floaty feeling, especially in the medium pace and beyond. And then this just, I don't feel that much. Once again, this is just big chungus, you know, big powerful boy. So there it is. So I will have the pacing of this yo-yo, you know, combined with all what I just, you know, power, stability, floatiness. The footage is here.
This is the pacing test for the Antidote. This is the pacing test for the plastic. This is the pacing test for the variant.
you can see in the footage, I think Antidote, for me, is like, I have more confidence in it to push in, like, you know, very nice pacing to it. And then the plastic and the variant follow suit. The variant for me, it's really big, so it's very reluctant to move like to the pacing I want to. But the power and stability is there so much that I feel very nice safety to it. That's a plastic is really interesting. It kind of wants to work with you. So for example, the variant is working for you. Like your input, like this kind of outputs. This is kind of like, you know, working with you and wants to play in a very, you know, nice pace. But the yo is kind of light, so you got that. Like it doesn't bother too much, and the pacing actually improved because of how light it is. So very nice, interesting design there. And I think the pacing wise, this is definitely, I think, is easier to push into that pacing I want it to be, because calm shape and then like, you know, very calm driven, very rim weighted. So yeah, very nice pacing. Depends on what kind of player you are. I mean, like different characteristic. I mean, pacing wise, it is easier to go medium pace on these two than this, but the power and stability factor, so who knows? I mean, they play so different that like I think the pacing are like even, I think, around the same, with the Antidote slightly above, but all just completely different play and feel to it. So I can't even know what to say. You gotta try them out, I think, in order for them to do that. Okay, the horizontal test. So I have the horizontal test here.
This is a horizontal test for the Antidote. This is the horizontal test for the plastic. This is the horizontal test for the variant.
All you can see, even though these are plastic heels, they're all very capable at horizontals. I think slightly edges out is Antidote. I just really like the shape and a little bit of power, momentum, and happiness to carry me through. And then I think these two just very different takes. So this is actually helping you out in horizontal with power and stability. Period. There's no flowiness and moment that guides you. It all like comes down to the player input. The plastic is actually helping you. It's got that momentum carrying you too, but slightly lacks in power a little bit. But since it is so light, the player can have a very pleasant feeling and it's just very easy time going on. Even sometimes easier than the Antidote. Like if you are not that too capable of a player who is like, you know, really hard pushing into the horizontal, it's really nice, pleasant feeling. But overall, I really like the Antidote slightly more than the other two. Really, but all three of them, like I said, very nice in the horizontal playing. I think you can hold the horizontal playing on the variant a little bit longer, and then the Antidote and then the plastic. But you know, that's just, you know, depends on the player, like I said. Okay, the bind on their yo-yo, I think the tightest bind is the Antidote. I think the gap width is narrowest, I think. So I use Kitty normal to Kitty XL is fine on this. So the other two, Kitty fat to Kitty XXL, will be perfect. So once they all bind, they're all pretty grippy. The pads are all kind of like, I think pads are the same maybe. You know, I don't know. Never mind. One's clear, two are white. Oh, no, two is clear, one's white. I don't know what three manufacturers pads are they using, but they're all very good. Once it grabs, it's pretty grippy and all comes back. So yeah, just different strength thicknesses, you know. There you go. That's it. Okay. Now the grind. So finger grind. I actually did a finger grind test here.
This is the finger grind test for the Antidote. This is the finger grind test for the plastic. This is the finger grind test for the variant.
Okay, so the best finger grind, I think it's a tie between these two. As plastic have a superior finish, no doubt, and but this shoe does, like I said, have a little bit more power and a little bit more stability, so it kind of holds it in place a little bit better than the plastic. But since plastic has a superior finish, these two absolutely finger grinds really nice. You can see in the footage that I can't really finger grind. It's kind of sticky, it just boom, and like it just rolls off my finger. That is fine too. Finger spin, like I said, I actually compared this to before. The Antidote, once you lock in, is by far the best. But when you hop combos, I don't think this is the best, because in hop combo situations, this is where the SF plastic comes in, because this is more even surface, and you can also kind of lock in this yo-yo too if you're very skilled enough. But overall, just by locking in stability wise, finger spin wise, by far the first is the Antidote, and then second is the SF plastic, and then the third is a variant, because it's giant, you can hear this injection mold marks going on both sides, and also the sticky finish doesn't help you in finger spin at all. But that is fine. Just one thing about the Antidote, which is slightly bigger, but if you do fingernail grinds, you can finger spin all day really nicely. Okay, then the thumb grinds, none of them can do them, so don't even bother. There you go. Okay, so that's the missing calculus, and so what I recommend to what? So the SF plastic is for a player from a slower to a medium pace who really want to have the yo-yo to flow with you. It's really fun to play with, because it has the most flowiness and flowiness and floatiness to it. It has a very nice, pleasant pacing. Even at a slower speed, the flowiness and floatiness is present there. It's very natural to play with this yo-yo. It's really nice. Performance-wise, this is no slouch. The speed-wise is definitely on par with even the Antidote in very hard situations, because it's so light. Just overall very nice premium and quality, you feel the quality because of this treatment. So if you really like flowiness, but none of the performance issues, the plastic is one for you. The Antidote, if you really like a little bit more compy feel to it, also have that very nice flowiness to it, still have that poly feeling, definitely this one's for you. It's slightly more powerful and stable, more stable than the plastic, but it loses out on flowiness and floatiness. So if you're that kind of player, slightly heftier and then easier to push this yo-yo faster, this is a yo-yo for you. The surface is also pretty good, not as good as plastic, but very, very good. You can do grinds and then just also very premium finish. So yeah, if you like what I just said, this yo-yo is for you. Variant is kind of interesting. So this yo-yo is, if you really like big, if you like power, if you like stability, if you're a player who really like to push their yo-yo and override the yo-yo, this is one for you. It does not have that flowiness and floatiness at all. So if you, there's nothing to override but your own self when you're playing this yo-yo. It kind of even loses that polycarbonate film because of so much power and stability. So, and also this yo-yo is very big. So if you like what I just said, that an oversized yo-yo, this is the one for you. For me personally, I really like this too, slightly a little bit more than this, because this is slightly too big. I do like the power stability though. This is absolutely amazing for that. But if I had to pick between this two, I don't know. If I were, depends on my mood. If I'm in a chill day, my fingers slightly hurting from table tennis, just want to play some chill music and play, I would go with the plastic. It's very enjoyable, doesn't tax you out too much, and just have a very nice, pleasant, flowy and floaty feeling to it. But if I'm grinding a little bit of comp, if I'm blasting K-pop or EDM sometimes, I'm not tired from table tennis, I think I will like this slightly more because of its power and stability and overall, the momentum going on. So very nice. This yo is for when I'm feeling really confident. I'm like, all right, I am ready to go. Let's go. Let's get it. I'm strong right now. I'm not tired. I'm not here to chill. I have no chill. I'm gonna challenge myself, to the extreme. Definitely the variant because power and stability, like I said. I actually use the plastic a little bit more because usually when because the polycarbonate feel is more pronounced here, and then the weight actually kind of cancels that out. The thing is, the reason why I use this a little bit more is because if I were to play compy situations, I just go to aluminum yo-yo or bimetal yo-yo or something like the sink. or the the ray tracer or something. But yeah, normally depends on my mood. I will generally play these two yo-yos, so Antidote and Plastic. And then if you really like the power and stability, the variant is good too. So all three yo-yos are very, very different. So you can go on look at the reviews and then decide which one you want to buy. But for me personally, I would say all three yo-yos are super good, and their performance are also good enough to the point that you buy any of these three, it will blow your mind. So even especially at that $20 range, and they're all three injection molded polycarbonate. So I mean, I just never thought in even half a year ago or a year ago that any of these yo can do this. So it's really amazing. You will not be disappointed by any of these yo-yos. I highly recommend you to even go out and get all three. So I mean, they all have different perks for different players, and yeah, I mean, there's no clear best. Depends on the player you are. You might like this better, you might like this better, or you might like this better. So I mean, absolutely three amazing yo-yos for $20. Definitely, bringing the standard up for budget yo-yos for everybody. So really happy that SF Unparalleled, Magic Yo-Yo, Brandon Vu, Offset, Tapio, and even FPM. Us yo-yo friends, not really yo-yo friends, but just FPM. Bringing this much awesomeness to the table at $20. So yeah, really impressed. Just get all three. All right, next time I'm going to review the C3 Edo S. Yeah. All right, see you guys next time.